video, we will discuss the factors that can help stimulate sustainable behavior. A few years ago, a group of researchers conducted an extensive literature review on ways to change behaviors and compiled the scientific articles published on the topic. Based on this, they developed a framework called SHIFT, where each letter stands for a specific lever that can be used to change the behavior of people. Each of these levers can be applied to improve the acceptance of circular packaging. The first S stands for social influence. We are often impacted by the presence, behaviors, and expectations of others. According to literature, social factors are one of the most influential factors in terms of affecting sustainable consumer behavior change, and it is important to design for these factors. They can be related to social norms or social desirability. For example, you could imagine that placing food dispensers for reusable packaging at certain places in the supermarket can lead more consumers to see people using these and influence the perception of social norms. Similarly, policies encouraging that a certain amount of the space of a supermarket, say half of the space, is dedicated to reusable packaging can reinforce it as a norm of consumption. Finally, communications valorizing reuse behaviors can also trigger the social desirability of reusing packaging. H stands for habits. Habits can be defined as behaviors that persist because they have become relatively automatic and unconscious over time. We have more chance to develop a habit when the behavior is easy to perform. So making the reusable packaging system as easy and convenient as possible is definitely crucial. The dispensers in the stores need to be easy to operate, and the returning systems as well. For example, it could be that empty containers are picked up for free at home to prevent that people have to return them at a specific drop-off point. I stands for individual self. Factors linked to the individual self can have a powerful influence on consumer behaviors. One important factor related to the individual self to design for is perceived self-efficacy. Self-efficacy involves beliefs that the individual can engage in the required action, so a sort of can-do mentality, but also that carrying out the behavior will have the intended impact. For example, individuals are most likely to choose reusable packaging options when compromise is low and when there is high confidence that it will significantly reduce the amount of waste or pollution related to packaging. F stands for feelings and cognitions. There are usually two routes to action, a more intuitive one, the affective route, and a more deliberative or cognitive route. Certain emotions are likely to trigger behavior. For example, we found that designing a dispenser so that it triggers positive emotions while people are operating it could have a positive influence on adoption. On the cognitive side, equipping people with knowledge regarding environmental issues related to packaging and potential solutions that can be effective, as people are unlikely to engage in more deliberate forms of sustainable behavior change if they are not informed about the problem, potential positive action, and possible consequences. And finally, T stands for tangibility. One unique facet of sustainable consumption is that eco-friendly actions and outcomes can seem abstract, vague, and distant from the self. Making the results of an action more tangible and palpable for people can also be effective to change behavior. For example, celebrating small and concrete wins, such as praising the number of packaging reuse a consumer has achieved, can positively reinforce reuse on the long term and keep consumers engaged. Rewarding small milestones will also encourage consumers to continue engaging in environmentally friendly behaviors and help avoid green fatigue. For example, making the positive impact of reuse behavior more concrete in the present, in terms of the number of packages saved, for example, will result in greater pride and lead to greater likelihood of carrying out the behavior in the future. In conclusion, These 5 factors, social influence, habits, individual self, feelings and cognitions, and tangibility, can be designed for and can help guide sustainable behavior towards circular packaging.